Welcome back to Destiny and Design. This is our Virgo full moon. We're right in the middle of the two Virgo new moons in a powerful eclipse portal. Virgo is ruled by the sixth house. So this is health, routines, what you do day to day, self-care. So being a full moon, what routines or self-care are no longer serving you? It's back to school. Everybody's getting organized. It's a perfect time to restart your routines, whether that is health, relationships. For myself, I've had a dental exam yesterday. I watched a documentary on root canals. It's called Root Cause. It's on YouTube. Very interesting. I recommend. Bumped up my workout routine in the past few weeks. I baked a banana bread, hosted a friend visiting from back home in Canada, and I was offered an opportunity to go to work at an ungodly hour, 7 a.m. And I said no. It's the importance of listening to your body, especially for a motorless projector like me.
What this Virgo full moon is really shining a light on for me is how the little things can make a big difference in our life. So our habits, our routines, and the spaces we create for our own alignment. And I have a whole story around that I'll share in a little bit. But I just wanted to share that this Virgo full moon really allows you the opportunity to let go of what doesn't serve you anymore and really get clear on what you do want, especially based on your design and in alignment with your authority and strategy.
Wonderful. And speaking of listening to your body, so as a motorless projector, if you know human design, you'll be more familiar with what that means. But to illustrate this, my husband always says, you're just like a lithium battery. You go, 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 dance, 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 and then you're asleep at the bar. And being a lithium battery, a bit of a story about our Tesla this week. So within the past week or so, the battery stopped charging all the way. It started just only going up to 24%. We booked a service appointment. The earliest appointment we could book was September 17th. And so this is early September. We're hoping it makes it that far. It was my day off. So Wednesday, 2 days ago, I'm charging the car and it's only going up to 21%. And I have this burr in my saddle and I'm like, I got to get this to the Tesla dealership. There's one 45 minutes away. Unfortunately, there are no chargers between here and there, but I'm worried that if I wait any longer, it really won't make it there. And then we're going to have to pay for a tow and it'll be a whole thing. So I get in the car, I drive the Tesla to this service center in Santa Clarita, and I'm in the car. I'm about a third of the way there. So it's been 15 minutes and the battery has dropped to 14%. And so I'm instantly having this panic attack. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to have to get them to come get me. I don't know. And I trusted my body. I said, there was a reason that I got myself in the car. I was like, I'm going today. And I trust that. So I'm just going along. I'm trying to use the regenerative feature of the battery, and I end up making it there with a 10% to spare. I don't know how that last 4% just stretched the 2/3 of the way. I get there, I breathe a huge sigh of relief, and the service manager goes, oh, how much battery do you have left? And I'm like, 10%. And she was like, I am surprised you made it here. And I was like, me too. So they took it in, they're doing the service early. Unfortunately, they didn't have a loaner car, but they offer, and this is a little shout out to Tesla, $100 a day in Uber credits. So that was enough to get me from the service center to the gym and home. And then the next day I wake up and they have a loaner available. So I get back in an Uber and I go back to the service center. So we're heading there. I see that it says take a right. She misses the turn and is taking a left. And she goes, oh, shoot. It's saying to do a U-turn. And she goes, do you mind if we take the freeway? And I'm like, actually, I would prefer that because the other way is this very mountainous, windy way. And it drives me crazy. And now I'm in the back seat. So I'm like, I don't want to get car sick. I'm like, I'd love if we would take the freeway. She's perfect. So we get on the freeway and suddenly it's like dead stop. And we're like, oh, we haven't moved in like a couple minutes. What's going on? So I check online. It's going to be an 83-minute delay. So I was like, you are kidding me. Like people are backing up the ramp or they're like backing up and then driving on the wrong side of the road. It was nuts. And we're all the way in the left lane. So we're not getting out of here anytime soon. And she's like, well, I hope you weren't in a rush. Luckily I wasn't. And normally I would have just been like, oh my God, this would have been super overwhelming. But I was grateful that I wasn't in a rush. That was the biggest thing is I have all day to do this. They're holding the loaner car for me. And she was like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no, everything happens for a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but I know at this point I've trusted my body and life enough that I'm like, there's a reason for this. I don't know what it is. I'm getting bored in the backseat of this car for an hour and 23 minutes. And I pull up my phone and I'm thinking, what else is in Santa Clarita today that I can get done? So I remember that there's a holistic biological dentist in Santa Clarita that I've been meaning to check out, right? So I check the map and it's 6 minutes away from the Tesla service center. So I'm like, okay, this is great. So I shoot them a text. I'm like, hey, we were messaging back in May about me coming in for an appointment. Do you happen to have anything today? It's a shot in the dark, but I thought I would ask. I'm going to be in the area. And they end up calling me back by the time I'm at the service center. And they're saying, we don't have anything today, but we could get you in tomorrow. And I'm like, no, it would just be today, but thank you so much. And they're like, we could shift some things around. Could you come in for 2:30? And I'm like, okay. So I go in and I'm thinking like, even just to get the vibe of the office and kind of feel it out, I'm picky when it comes to my dentistry. So I ended up being able to go in for an exam. I got a whole plan, met everybody, got a tour of the place. They have a hyperbaric oxygen chamber, red light therapy, IV drips. They use ozone. I was like, this is absolutely my jam. And again, this wouldn't have happened if I wasn't stuck in a car for an hour and 23 minutes. So
Thanks for sharing that, Christy. Like, it really makes a difference to be in tune with your design and to stay true to that. Yeah, because one of the things in design, if I can just make a comment on this, Christy's channel from her spleen to her G center makes her the perfect lifeboat person to have with you. Like, she is designed literally to be the person with the cape on, the saved the day person. If there's a crisis, if there's an issue, she will jump into action and figure out how to make that happen. And for her, unlike for me, where I use things that aren't necessarily in alignment with myself to do those things, which I'm going to share about in a minute, hers is truly how she's designed. She's designed to be our lifeboat. She inflated her own lifeboat to save herself from running out of charge on the freeway, getting to Tesla. So, that's so for me, this Virgo full moon has really had me reflecting on the power of simplifying my life and letting go of the clutter and the commitments that haven't really served me for a long time. And I'm not saying it's been easy. It's been something that's taken a lot out of me to really come to this place. I've been studying human design for the past 5 years, where I live and breathe it on a daily basis. And still, it took me probably 2 to 3 years kicking and screaming to truly lean into my design and allow it to let me flow instead of trying to manipulate it as a manifesting generator. Don't tell me what to do. This has been working for me. I can do it this way. But for me, a lot of that came from understanding my undefined G center, which is all about the love and purpose and direction in your life. And with mine being undefined, I don't have consistent energy there. So I need to sample and take in energy from other people in how they approach love and purpose and direction. And so what that did for me is it left me feeling, and not that it was true, but feeling like I needed to have people in my life. And deep down, all I ever wanted was to find my people and to belong. And before human design, I didn't understand that. I didn't know why that was coming up for me, why I so desperately wanted to belong to groups or to find my romantic love partner. I didn't understand all of that. So for years, I played the role of the fixer. I would swoop in with any of my friends or even just acquaintances, even at work, people that I barely knew. I would swoop in and save the day, thinking that if I could really make myself indispensable, then people would want to keep me in their lives. And then I would have that energy, because we've talked about this a little bit before, but when you have an undefined center, when it's white in human design, you will naturally be attracted like batteries to the person that has it defined, because you're constantly looking for that energy to pull in. So for me, I had a lot of people in my life that had a defined G center where I could suck their energy in and feel like I was complete. But when I started learning about my design, I realized that pattern wasn't really serving me. And honestly, it wasn't serving them either. Because what I discovered, and Christy, you can probably attest to this as well, we're all in our own journeys. And we see that now through destiny cards. I'm really starting to see that as well. I learned it through human design, but seeing it through the destiny card side as well, we're all in our own journeys. So if I step in and I save the day for somebody else for my benefit, I'm actually stepping into their journey and maybe setting them back, maybe taking them off course. And potentially, they're not learning the lessons that they're here to learn in the time that they were supposed to do that. So I began pulling back and stopping the overgiving and overdoing. And yes, I lost some connections because some of those people were truly around just for what I gave them. They weren't really there for me. And that was such an enlightening thing and kind of devastating at first to deal with, but really enlightening to see that I didn't really have these people in my life in the first place. They were truly there to just take what I was giving. And so, what I mentioned on our last call is as I discovered that, I started pulling back immediately. I'm not going to give anymore until I can see what the other person is giving to me first. So that was a whole journey for me. And it took a lot of space and energy and time out of me with my defined ego to push myself to do these things for other people that I didn't really want to do, but I could do it because I had the defined ego will center that can do anything as long as I set my mind to it. And like it took a lot of energy and it seemed like it was going to take even more energy to pull back and just be in the flow of my design and only do things that I was a sacral yes for. But it was amazing how that wasn't the case. Like the more I started practicing it, the more I was able to just be in the flow and life got so much simpler. And I got to let go of all of this clutter.
That's such a perfect theme to circle back to right now in the Virgo full moon. As everyone knows, me and Sharon are 9 of clubs. I'm a double 9. I have 9 of spades. Ruling card. We're here to give. If you're a 9 of clubs, that's giving information. If you're a 9 of hearts, that's giving love. It's a perfect counselor card. If you're a 9 of diamonds, people are taking advantage of you for your money. 9 of spades, you're giving all the things. It encapsulates all of them. Or it could be overworking, right? And that's exactly what we're here in this Virgo full moon to discuss is when giving is not balanced with self-care and self-love, it's the codependent situation. There's a boundary issue. This is exactly what Virgo represents. And it's funny, Sharon, you talked about my channel. That in itself points to what we're talking about because that channel is in the integrative circuit, right? So there's integrative, which is complex. Some people consider it part of individual circuitry in human design. So you have individual, tribal, and then collective. And there's different themes to all of these, which we have talked about and can talk about. But essentially, the integrative and individual, that channel or that circuitry is there for you, for the person who has it. It's about empowering, and that starts from within. And like you said, I'm the lifeboat, but I'm the lifeboat for myself. The smart thing to do in an emergency would be like, where are the lifeboats? Go where they're going. So that as much as I could try to overgive and do all this, ultimately that power from that frequency comes when I apply it to myself. And then other people see me doing that. And then they are empowered to be their own frequencies and to deal with their own not self. So thanks for bringing that up.
I shared about the emotional side of things, of the overgiving to belong. But there was also the flip side of that on the physical things side of my undefined G center, that when I realized that when my mom passed away about 8 years ago, I could not let go of any of her stuff because her stuff represented her. And I lost that connection. My dad had passed away when I was 20, so he had been gone for a long time. And then one person lovingly, jokingly said, "Oh, so now you're an orphan." And that just sent my undefined G center into a tailspin. Oh my gosh, I'm really alone. I don't belong anywhere. I'm an orphan. And it really wasn't that bad because I do have the defined ego will center that doesn't want to be told what to do. I was just like, whatever. But still, the impact to the undefined G center, like our words matter. What we say to people and how we act around them really matters because we don't know what their design is. We don't know how it's going to impact them. And even though my will center got me through it all and nobody noticed the impact to me, it was still there. And what it did is it had me collect all of this stuff, thinking that I didn't care if I didn't have people in my life because the stuff was there as my people. It was going to keep me safe. It was always going to be consistently there for me. And it also kept me separate from other people because I was constantly trying. You know what they say about, I'm going to try to stand up. You either are standing up or you're not. So I was trying to purge all of that stuff for probably the last 5 years. And when I finally let go in this last move, I let go of everything. And it is so freeing to now get to choose from my authority, from what really lights me up, from my defined sacral that I get to say, am I a sacral yes for this or not? And then ride my emotional waves and decide, yes, this is what I want in my life. Then I get to truly enjoy it. And when I truly enjoy something, then everybody else around me gets to truly enjoy my presence. And then the right people that are there to belong, like Christy coming into my life, they get to be there. And now we get to have this equal partnership instead of me just needing something from them or giving something to them out of my need. So it's the beauty of this Virgo energy that tidying up not just our outer selves and our outer lives, but the inner patterns that bring us into real alignment that are just so special right now.
And it's so perfect. You encapsulated both themes of your not self. So if you've seen Sharon's chart, she's fully defined except for her G center and her spleen. And so as she was sharing, she said, I wanted to belong. I wanted to have these relationships. That's the open G all day. And then she said, I was having trouble letting go of things that were no longer serving me. That's the spleen. And it's funny, when we first saw our charts, when we first were getting to know each other and I saw her background and I'm like, oh my God, you're a human design gal. We need to talk. So she sent her chart and I was like, oh my God. And I sent mine and they are exact opposites. Like the only thing I have defined are the G and the spleen and everything else is open. So we were both like, we fit together like a puzzle piece. Right. And then we found out we're both 9 of clubs. We're like, what is going on?
It looks like Katrina put a question in chat. She says, should I be open to a new business opportunity? If so, is there a specific type of business partnership I should be aware of, aka type of job?
First of all, you're a projector, so you'll want to wait for the invitation that was sparked by recognition. So not just, do you want to come and clean my house for free? Like, you want it to be based on your frequencies. But as a 3 of spades, you're very creative and you could also be doing more than one thing at a time because a 3 is like a fork in the road. And 7 of spades is actually what I've learned recently about that. That's your second card. It's called the leap of faith. So you're someone who you have a picture and a desire for what you want. And you could think that it takes more hard work than maybe you're willing to do or that you're capable of doing. But at some point, there's going to be this series throughout your life of these moments where you take a leap of faith and then you see what happens. As a projector, that will happen best if you wait for the invitation.
Looking at your design, what I see here is you have a very heavily defined head and you have the defined ajna. The great thing about that is you're going to be really great at something that allows you to take in information and kind of store it to use it later. And you'll be able to set up processes that you can follow or have other people follow. So that would be a really good area, something where you get to use that mental power that you have that most of society does not have. Those of us with a defined hidden ajna, we're in the minority. So we're able to very powerfully take in what's important to us, store it, manipulate it, use it, turn it into ideas and tasks and things like that. So something that would be based on that, or a partnership with somebody who doesn't have a defined head, where they can come in with all the ideas that are out there, and then you can take them and sift them down and go, oh, these are the key ones to look at. And here's how we can use that information. Let's run with it.
Yeah, there's a principle. It's the cards that affect you the longest affect you the strongest. So when we look at planetary periods, it's relevant for that period, but really it's the annual cards that we want to look at for any questions. So 2 years ago at 26 was a year when you could have experienced more like popularity and success. 27 was all about self mastery and laying a foundation for this year. And then this year at 28, you're displacing the 10 of diamonds, and that's called the wish fulfillment card. It's the most blessed card. So this year, you're getting something that you've been really wanting for a long time, and you just got married. Congratulations. And you bought a house. So amazing. It's funny that you asked this question because one of your Neptune cards is the business deal. It's the two of diamonds. So that's something that's on your mind all year. Neptune is the hopes and fears. So it's like you're hoping to go into business, like you want to have some kind of a financial arrangement that is benefit to you. In your other spread, your whole annual theme is the Queen of Diamonds, which is the businesswoman. Like you want to be on top of your stuff. You want to be buying fancy things, like luxurious things that benefit you in your life and the life of your loved ones. But what really catches my eye here in your Three of Spades spread is that as your challenge and reward for the year, you have this Ace of Clubs, which could be like taking a course or gathering new information or learning something, but it's a challenge. Like it's the thing that's taking a lot of energy this year that is going to transform you. But what you get, the reward card, is the King of Diamonds, the business owner, the top authority in finance and business. And that's exactly what I see for you, knowing you. And your environment, so where you receive blessings all year long, is the Two of Diamonds again. So the business deal. So anything that you go into this year as a business deal or a financial arrangement, someone pays you to come do something or pays for your financial coaching, something like this, that's going to bring you benefits and blessings. And it's a really good year to take advantage of that.
I love how these two systems tie together so perfectly, because I'm looking at your profile in human design as the 6-3. So what you know yourself to be is the role model. So going into a partnership where you get to be a role model for people, where you get to take all of the 3-line experiences that where you've trial and error without even really being conscious of it, said, okay, let me try this. Oh, that didn't really work. Let me try this. That didn't really work. You get to take all that knowledge and be the role model and use your defined head and ajna when you partner with somebody who has all of that openness there. You can go, oh, no, these are all great ideas, but let's filter it down to this because I already know that those don't work. That's going to waste our time. Let's just focus on this. And then you can create something really powerful and quickly based on your design. And your cards are perfectly pointing to that being now is the time.
You're a 7 of spades. So that's a very spiritual number. And when I look at your spread for the year, I see an alarming number of 7 of hearts. So that is about, it's a 7, so it's spiritual, learning unconditional love and non-attachments in relationships. It promises success in love if you try a new approach and adopt a more selfless or unattached attitude. If we can allow others to be who they are and not place demands on them, we not only become more aware of their true personalities, but we also allow ourselves the freedom to be just who we are and experience how it feels to be free of fear and attachment. Many high spiritual experiences have occurred while a 7 was present. So there's a lot of diamond stuff going on in your annual themes, but underneath, like it almost seems that because diamonds can also represent values. So it seems that you're having these like micro moments of attachment, releasing attachment, spiritual stuff, relationship stuff. But that is all preparing you to be more of yourself and to really be able to show up in a way that is of service. You're a projector, so you're here to guide, and your suit is spades. So you're here to guide, whether that's through work, lifestyle. The spades can represent any of the prior three suits.
So you're saying I should wait for the invitation or I should be trying things? Because I feel like if I try things, that's not waiting. So do I wait or do I try things?
This is the key projector question. And
Yes.
actually, and I've been there myself. Something that just popped into my head from your question from Robert Lee Camp, who wrote these books, is everybody should be making money through what they love. If you are making money through something you don't love, you're just treading water because it's not giving back to you. Yes, it's giving you money, but that is a transactional thing. It's not lighting you up. So the best thing to do would be do what you love anyway and find a way for that to make you money.
This is such a perfect thing that we might want to get Katrina in our beta tester of the new program that Christy and I are putting out is related to just this subject. It's going to be, what's the perfect job for you? Are you designed to be a business owner? Are you designed to be a partnership? Are you designed to be a worker bee? And there'll be exercises in the program that allow you to figure that out. And you'll be invited as a projector to explore those areas. So we'll let you know when we launch that, and we can get you into that program and definitely get you on the right path.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That sounds great. Cool.
Awesome. Thank you for your question.
Thank you for that invitation.
You're welcome. And Cecily, I know you were on a couple weeks ago. Hi. Did you have any questions, or are there any updates that you'd like to share with us out of what you discovered in the last session you were here with us on?
I haven't worked for the last few years. I'm trying to start to build a business. I'm a manifestor, like we talked about. I've been doing everything I can possibly have ever learned to try and manifest stuff. I gave away 20 cards with a free session, but has anyone contacted me? I'm like, so okay, when's the shift? When will something happen? Because financially, I need to figure this out. But I want it to be with my business because as I can make more. But like you were just sharing with the other woman, do what you love. I love it. I got one client this week. I had to hop on late because I was with her doing her first session, and it's supposed to be an hour. We spent an hour and a half because I just love to be with people and hang out. So we were way late. But I love it. It fills me. Like I'm invigorated. I'm sharing stuff I love. I'm helping people. And so that's what I want to build. But anyway, what can I do different to manifest? Like I'm a manifestor who does not know how to manifest. I feel like I've had it told my whole life. I've been a dreamer. I'm a creator, and I live in those spaces. I always have. But why is there things not coming into fruition for me? I spend time every day meditating on all kinds of stuff and creating and envisioning and feeling. And I study so much on it. And all these people are like, oh, it came in 2 weeks. Or, oh, it just comes in. I'm like, I'm so open to it. I'm so filled with hope and faith. And I'm trying so hard. I know you're not supposed to try, but I'm trying to like at least follow these principles.
Perfect. So as a manifestor, but you are essentially in retirement in this life. So you've come from a time where you were like the pharaoh, the king, and in this life, you're like, it's not how it goes. And I just saw too in your cards, you are 3 of diamonds and an ace of spades. So you share the card that is Donald Trump's birthday, and he, as regardless of anyone's feelings about him, he's at least a very successful business owner. And so you have that same kind of a thing. 3 of diamonds is more than one business, but it's one of the most difficult life spreads because of the 3s and 7s and such in the life spread. Then you're an ace of spades, which can be an emotionally challenging, very sensitive card. So here you are, this manifestor, you feel like you've been put out to pasture and you're like, these people don't need me. I'm too powerful for them. And so probably from a young age, you've shut yourself down. You're like, I have to wait. But you are part of the 9% of the world that is here to inform. Just by you saying what you want or you telling someone something.
People like it or not.
And they don't like it because they can't read your energy because you're this dense box to them. but you do start fires. And so I would ask, is there anywhere where you find that you're trying to tone yourself down, or you're people pleasing, or you're worried about what people will think of you, or that they don't trust you?
Well, I don't know if some of that is deep down, but no, quite a confident person. But remember, I told you I'm releasing all kinds of energy. So like I have negative energy flying to my body all the time. So as I'm trying to like manifest and fill my body with so much good, I'm also battling what's coming out. And that's where I was like, I don't know if I have to heal through this and then it will come.
Christy, I don't remember when you said that the transition was going to happen, but while you're looking at that, I wanted to share that I just went through what seemed like years of a 7 of diamonds in Saturn period. And it was only 52 days, but it felt like a lifetime. Like it was never going to end, where I was in this situation of money wasn't coming in from anywhere. And that's what the 7 of diamonds in Saturn is. It's that dip into really having me discover what was important to me, getting really clear with that. As Christy has shared before with all of us, that things tend to happen at the very start of the period where it turns around. So literally on the day that I transitioned from the 7 of diamonds in Saturn to my Uranus period, the very first day I got a call with a job offer that is going to completely transform my financial outlook.
I'm trying to release that energy and not carry it so I can like surrender. I'm trying to surrender everything I possibly can as the dust coming out. But I'm like, because I'm typically an energy holder, like empath, like I will carry everybody's crap. So now I'm learning, no, you can't do that. I didn't know I was that. So I don't know if those are the blocks, or is it just the spread or just the life? I'm like, I've never lived in bliss, but like this point, I'm like, nothing I'm trying or nothing I'm doing brings any change. I'm like, it's like Groundhog Day. I feel like I live like, how do I get out of this?
Unfortunately, that is the plight of the manifestor. That's what you're here to
Whoa.
discover. Yeah. Christy, did you have
Yeah.
anything in there?
Yep. So age 44. So this year actually is a lot about money. And your annual theme is a 2 of diamonds. So this is a financial arrangement. This does not necessarily mean anything good or bad. It's just the theme, or it's what your mind is on this year. And then you have a Pluto or challenge card, a Jack of diamonds. We were actually just talking about this, me and Sharon. At first, I was like, that can be that your challenge is to become that creative salesperson. And then I was like, wait a second. Jack also represents an initiation or an up leveling. And diamonds is obviously money, finances, and values.
It's only the last 2 months where I feel like I can work. And I got my business all put together right before my body crashed. It crashed like an hour after I got my business bank account. And so
Wow.
I had to put everything on hold and just survive. But I need to figure this out. I'm just like, it's not easy or fun as a single mom with not very many options.
100%.
No.
And your other theme is a 7 of hearts, which is all about, like I read to Katrina, it's all about letting go and releasing attachments. So that's just the theme of your whole year. It's a very spiritual year. And your other challenge is a 9 of spades. So working hard, like it can feel like it's all just flowing one direction. Like you're doing all this work and you're not receiving anything back. Like it's actually such an intense card. You are at a fulfillment point of working.
My question, like what you said, did spark something, because I've thought about this a lot with the manifesting, is I am someone that's attached to outcomes. And I'm trying so hard not to. My mind goes, oh, this would be awesome. This would be awesome. And not like I expect things to happen just like that, but like, how do I literally surrender to like allowing the universe to bring me things that I don't expect, because I'm someone who's always expect. I think I actually have some psychic abilities, like different things. Like I have so many spiritual gifts that I'm like, I can't help but do them and do them. But I'm like, how do I surrender to the unknown?
That's the lesson for this year, because you have the 7 of hearts, which is
I'm
non-attached.
trying.
You are
I'm
psychic.
trying so hard.
As an ace of spades, that represents spiritual and metaphysics. Like you have those gifts. That's literally your second card. And as a manifestor, you are here to initiate, but you're not here to finish the job. You don't have the battery for that. We've been talking all about batteries today. So you're here to initiate and then not even look back. Don't even worry about what happened, because you're here to have other people jump in and stoke the flames, and then you go start another fire over there or another spiritual
And
thing,
that's probably
right?
held me back in my life.
Yes. So this is the year you learn non-attachment. And if that means the universe has to teach that to you through burning out as soon as you create a business bank account, I think that's really significant. It can be really disheartening. And you are in this weird, difficult cycle. Like I said, the Three of Diamonds is one of the most difficult life spreads. It's difficult on the material plane. Like they say, the hardest cards, the sevens, the nines, those for someone who's materially oriented, if you're all about just the money and the success, which obviously you're not because you are the spiritual person, then your life is in shambles because the sevens and nines are challenges
Focus
and
on the
endings.
wrong thing.
Yes. But if you're a spiritual person, those are fulfillment. Those are success and being able to give these spiritual gifts to other people. And then through gratitude and manifestation, you're able to actually make money from it, because money is energy, right? And if you're over giving, if you're just giving to people and they're not paying you, that's a very Virgo theme in and of itself.
So that was the old me. I had to wrap my mind around charging people for a service because I honestly, can I just win the lottery and I would just help people for free? I would much rather be taken care of somehow and be able to give. That's who I am. So but I'm in a good space to charge now because I'm charging for a service that people pay for.
Awesome.
The Jack of Diamonds.
For Pluto, her challenge, given that face cards are usually people, you are a diamond. So it could even represent the sides of you where the Jack of Diamonds is like things that are associated with jacks. Yes, it is up leveling of things and initiation, but it's also like immature and stubborn or dishonest. Like if there's a part of you that's like taking these shisty ways, and then on the other side of it is the Queen of Diamonds. So it has you wanting to be the businesswoman who is of service to people. So that's what you want this year, but you have to go through some of these like stubborn, possibly immature, dishonest ways of doing things and let go of attachment to that, and then become the compassionate, generous businesswoman who gets to go shopping, because that's the Queen of Diamonds. Also creativity, right? So where can you add creativity? And again, up level and with the finances, that could mean coming up with a budget or a different budget. This is perfect for Virgo full moon, our daily money mindset or the ways that we spend on a daily basis. How can you up level that to become the queen?
So it's like, what am I meant? I have to learn. I have to unload. I have to change right now to be
Grow. It's just, but this is what we're all doing. We're all growing. This is magic.
But I guess I feel like, but as a manifestor, that's where I'm like, okay, I didn't do that. It's all on their shoulders. So I'm trying to surrender the energy so they come to me. You know, isn't that what a manifestor does? Is like, things come to me or not.
For everybody, things come to everybody, but you have a special power where everybody else, generators, projectors, reflectors, we all have to wait. You're the one that you have to wait for the urge, but it comes from within you. It comes from the program, as we call it, but you are here to inform. Like, you start the fire. Everyone else is waiting for you to do it.
Okay. So it's not more, I was thinking of manifestor. It's not totally in the same plane as like manifesting.
Correct.
Is it different?
Different.
Okay. I think I'm connecting them, trying to connect them.
Right.
Yeah.
You're the initiator. If you don't initiate, nobody else has the opportunity to respond or take the invitation.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
You're not here to work hard. You're here to just inform, and then people run around and do what you want.
Because that's my life. It hasn't gone how it's supposed to.
Yeah. Gets to be easy.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm trying to just like surrender to what comes. So how much do I force if someone's interested and a follow up and try and get them to be a client? Or do I put my name out there and I surrender that the right clients will come because I have a list of even the type of people I want in my business?
And that is a plight of the manifestor, and it's a balance of the in-between. So with the manifestor energy, you are designed to initiate and to inform. But if you initiate when somebody is not interested, it's going to feel like you're just pushing against them or manipulating or forcing them. Yes, exactly. Because the manifestor energy is so strong and powerful. That's why learning to inform as a manifestor is your main goal in this life.
how to inform properly and without force and without
and
anxiety for
without
people.
attachment to what's going to happen
Yeah.
from that informing. And it's not going to happen in just one informing. What I can say is that all the manifestors deal with the same thing that you are. I have this great thing to offer. I'm putting it out there. Why is nobody picking it up? It's because the rest of us, we don't have that ability to initiate like you do. So we have to wait. And a lot of us have emotional waves that we have to ride. They have to wait to be informed again, to respond again the next time and see, am I still on a high of my emotional wave? Do I still want to do this? But the
Yeah.
only way they're going to be able to check in with themselves is if you continue to get in front of them and inform without attachment to what that informing is going to do.
Because I want to release that energy.
Yep.
I don't want the forceful energy. It's just inviting without
Informing, inviting,
allowing agency.
and allowing them to be in response and allowing the projectors of the world to pick up the invitation and run with it. You just need that urge to initiate that. Everybody else needs the informing.
Yeah. So I'm glad that I got clear that manifesting and being a manifester are different, because I think that was confusing me. So I have to understand what a manifester is separately, which is what you've just been explaining to me.
Yes.
So
Let's go
that's
ahead and set up another session for you where we can go through your design.
okay.
Me working with you, coaching you through your design on how to initiate, how to inform, that's really going to make the most
Yeah.
impact. The beauty of seeing what's coming up in your cards is that I can see that starting in December and January after my next birthday, that I could, if I continue the path that I've been doing, even though my defined ego will center can make it happen. It can get me through with the willpower to do anything. I could be creating a situation that my cards show could lead to health issues the beginning of my next year after my birthday. But now I get to see that ahead of time.
Here.
The high beams are on. I can see that's coming in December and January, and I can choose to do something now and make a difference in my body and my health now, so that when those bumps come up in my life, it shows it in my cards. It's just going to be a little speed bump blip and not going to be something catastrophic.
It's beautiful. And I love everything you do. Do you do destiny cards too, or just human design?
I am trained and certified in human design. What I recommend is that you work with Christy on the destiny card side because she is the master of that. I refer people to her to go in depth in destiny cards. Thanks for hopping on.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know that we'd talk again. I was just hopping on to listen.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you all so much for joining us today for our Virgo Full Moon cast. We explored how this energy invites us to slow down, simplify, and clear away the clutter inside and out so that we can make more space for alignment and what truly matters. Our next Destiny and Design session will be on Friday, September 19th at 11 a.m. Pacific, just ahead of the new moon in Virgo. And this isn't just any new moon. It's also a partial solar eclipse. This brings with it a powerful wave of fresh starts and personal growth. Together, we will dive into themes of healing, healthy boundaries, and setting intentions that support your well-being and daily rhythm for months ahead. Between now and then, we invite you to notice what no longer serves you, whether it's habits, commitments, or old stories, and be ready to release them so that under the new moon magic, we can plant new seeds for your most aligned future. So let this full moon light the way to clarity, and we'll see you next time as we create what's next together. Thank you. Signing off today from Sharon and Christy. See you soon.